Yo, what's going on, guys? The SSN back again with another video. We are recapping the Miami Dolphins against the Kansas City Chiefs. Today, I know it's a day late, but I was real busy yesterday. It was my anniversary of being engaged with my fiance, so we didn't get home until late, and wound up just kind of hanging out, and I watched the game way later. So I know it's a day late, but I'm getting it out to you. I didn't want to miss out on a recap. So before we get started with that, first things first, I appreciate you guys stopping by to watch a video. If you enjoy the content, definitely subscribe down below. You can always unsubscribe later. It is totally free, and I think I've got a lot of stuff to offer to you guys if you enjoy watching recaps, learning about the Dolphins, stuff like that. I'm sure that I've got lots of content that you would enjoy. So like I said, if you haven't already, subscribe if you'd like and help work our way towards our first 1,000 subs for the channel. If you want to be a part of the very first 1,000 subs for our channel, when we hit 1,000, I've got some big stuff coming, stuff that I think you guys would really enjoy. So definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already. Hit the bell icon for notifications. Like this video if you like it, obviously, and then feel free to leave your comments, thoughts, concerns, agree, disagree, all that stuff down below. I love talking to you guys in the comment section, so please feel free to do that. Don't shy away from leaving your comments. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into our recap. So, the Dolphins did lose. It was a loss. I did predict a loss against Kansas City, but the Dolphins played a lot better than I thought they would have against the Chiefs, who are clearly, at least in my opinion, the best team in the NFL. So, and obviously now, definitely the best team in the NFL record-wise. Now the Steelers lost again. So let's talk about this game. Let's talk about the matchup. We lost 33-27, so it was a close game. So let's go ahead and break down the matchup, what I saw on the field. Leave your guys' thoughts down below, also with what you thought. So first things first, let's talk about the turnovers for the Chiefs. The Miami Dolphins did a really solid job getting the Chiefs to turn the ball over. And I'm sure there's a lot of people when they watch this game, I'm sure there's a lot of people who would say, yeah, but a lot of the interceptions were tipped, just kind of tip drills. That's easy stuff. Patrick Mahomes threw a couple, bad balls or whatever. Here's my thought on that. Here is my assessment. Patrick Mahomes arguably is the best quarterback in the NFL right now. Arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks. He's trending towards one of the greatest quarterbacks we have ever seen. Quarterbacks like that don't just make bad throws. And when they do, it is very rare. It is very infrequent. Think back to the last time that you saw Aaron Rodgers just botch a throw or Russell Wilson just kind of lob it straight up into the defense. Those guys don't throw bad passes really hardly ever. It very rarely happens. And you could argue that Patrick Mahomes right now at this point in time is better than both of those guys. So somebody like Patrick Mahomes, who is so dominant, so accurate, so talented as a quarterback and just really dominates the NFL, you have to argue that a guy like him doesn't just run around throwing up passes that are easily intercepted or makes bad plays that could easily turn the ball over. That's not something that happens with Patrick Mahomes, if I could get that sentence out. So my argument for all of that, yes, there were tip drills. Yes, there were some passes that, Byron Jones dropped the ball. Come on, dude, you can't drop that ball. But he didn't. There were a couple of passes that were easily intercepted. However, though they were easily intercepted, though they were tip drills, the defense still had a big part. They were tipped. There were some passes that were tipped. Van Ginkel got his hand on a tip. And even if he didn't, the defense was getting enough pressure on Patrick Mahomes to rattle him up a little bit. Patrick Mahomes doesn't go out on a Sunday and throw bad passes unless if it's influenced. And that's what I'm trying to get at, is the Dolphins influenced some bad plays from Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City, which was surprising to me. I wasn't expecting we would go out and be able to influence that many bad plays from Patrick Mahomes. But we did. Our defense got pressure. We got them to turn the ball over. We just played better. We played better football than we have been playing lately. We got after the quarterback. We shut down the run. And that's one thing that was a huge takeaway from this game. One thing that I highlighted, and I've been highlighting, I've feel like a broken record. I've been talking about this, and I'm sure some of you guys are getting tired of hearing me say, we have to stop the run and we have to establish a ground game. Those two things have to happen to win football games. You can't have no rushing attack and you can't not stop the run if you want to consistently win football games. We did a phenomenal job at slowing down the Kansas City rushing attack, and that's something that very few teams have done so far this year. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been absolutely ridiculous. Tyreek Hill can run the ball every once in a while. They added Le'Veon Bell, so they have clearly plenty of weapons to work with. So for us to go out there, hold the Kansas City Chiefs under 100 yards rushing, hold their primary ball handler, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, to under 4 yards a carry on 16 carries, we just did a very good job at slowing down the rushing attack from Kansas City. That's something I was extremely happy to see. And because of that, Kansas City had to throw the ball a ton. So that's where you see why Patrick Mahomes almost threw for 400 yards yesterday against the Dolphins. That is not surprising to me. It is not something that shocks me. And it's also not something that worries me either, because Patrick Mahomes regularly puts up insane stats. Week to week, he will go out, he will torture defense. And I mean, he's just Patrick Mahomes. It's what he does. So the fact that he almost threw for 400 yards doesn't make me worry, doesn't concern me. They had to throw the ball a lot because they couldn't rush the ball. And he also turned the ball over. This was the first game this year that Patrick Mahomes has turned the ball over more than one time. He had only thrown 2 interceptions up to yesterday, and yesterday alone threw 3 interceptions. We did a fantastic job. Now, he did torch us with Travis Kelce. Clearly that happened. Tyreek Hill had a pretty solid game as well. But all things considered, from front to back, from the beginning to the end, I think the defense played pretty well. I think we addressed some absolute key points. We addressed, things that we had to focus on in terms of stopping the run. And we got them to turn the ball over. Also, Xavier Howard continues on his absolute rampage of a season, 9 interceptions on the year. Now, he is 1 away from double-digit interceptions. When's the last time that you guys saw a defensive player log 10 or more interceptions in a season? Leave your thought, leave your comment, leave the answer down below. When's the last time you saw that happen? Has a Dolphin ever done that too? That's also, I'm going to say, question of the day. Has a Dolphin ever done that before? And if they have, who was it? So all things considered, like I said, this was a good defensive day for Miami. Xavier Howard has been a monster this year, defensive player of the year candidate, all pro 100%, on pace for just such a monster season. He's already there, but he's trending still in that direction. I think he's at 5 or 6 straight games with an interception, and that's the second time this year that he's gone 4 straight or more with a pick. Just crazy. So let's go ahead and move on to the offense. Offensively, not a bad game either. Not bad. Not great, but not bad. Rushing needs to improve. I continue to stress that, and I will continue to stress that until it gets addressed. We have to establish a ground game. We have to figure something out. We either need to draft somebody, trade for somebody, pick someone up in free agency. We got to do something. We've got to get somebody, because I like Myles Gaskin, but he's hurt a lot. There's not a lot of opportunity for him to go out there and play because of the injuries. And when he does, he's not the most dynamic guy. Now, that being said, with a better offensive line, with a line that could run block and do their job really solidly, he could be fine. He could do a really good job. But I think all things considered, we could use another running back. So I think we need to go out and we need to get another one. Somebody. Leave your thought. Who do you think we should go get? Do you think we should get anybody, or do you think we're all set? So I think we should. I think it would benefit the Dolphins to go out and get somebody, maybe in the draft, maybe Etienne falls, maybe Najee Harris falls. I don't know. But I think it would benefit us to pick somebody up. Passing the ball was not bad yesterday. Tua had a pretty solid game. He did throw his first pick of the year, his first professional interception in his career so far in the NFL. But you know what? He had a good game. I wasn't disappointed in his performance. He moved the ball down the field. I want to see him take more deep shots. I really would like to see that. I think the trend this far in the year so far with Tua has really been a lot of slants, crossing routes, screens, easy stuff, checkdowns, a lot of short 5-yard passes that maybe sometimes wind up being a little bit more after the ball's thrown. I would like to see him take more shots down the field, but with that, there needs to be more pass protection. Our receivers need to get more open. There just needs to be more opportunity for Tua to throw it down the field. Maybe scheming also. Maybe some of the play calling just doesn't lend itself to Tua throwing down the field, but I think that would benefit the offense. I would really like to see him take more shots down the field because he is a really accurate passer. When he throws the ball, generally, it goes where it needs to be. So I would like to see that happen more. Now, Lynn Bowden Jr. had a good game. I'm really happy about that. I was glad to see him get worked in because we picked him up. We traded for him. He's a dynamic type player. He can do a lot of things on the field. So I'm glad to see him do some different things. We tried a couple of trick plays with him where he could have thrown the ball twice. But I like Lynn Bowden Jr. I think he's got that dynamic versatility that could benefit us. We also have a guy like Malcolm Perry who's the same guy. So the more and more we continue to utilize guys like that, the better for the offense. I think it benefits us. So all things considered, guys, like I said, and before I get to the end of the video, Mike Gesicki had a monster game. Really, really good game. Super happy to see that happen. Gesicki's a beast. He is trending towards one of the best tight ends in the league. He might already be top 5. You could argue it. I think you could argue it. He's a monster. Very sure hands. Gets separation, high points the ball as good as anybody else. I think he's just a monster. He's so good. Moving on. Like I said, guys, this was a loss, but it was a good loss. If there ever was a good loss, and you could say you believe in good losses or not, whatever, a loss is a loss. We still, drop to 8-5. Not something that we all want. We want to see a win. But if there were ever a good loss, I think this would be it. Because we addressed a lot of things. We slowed down the Kansas City offense. We created turnovers. We got in the end zone. And we kept it close with potentially the best team in the NFL, against the best quarterback in the NFL, against one of the best offensive play callers, offensive minds in the NFL. I think we did a really good job. And so with that, like I said in the preview, it's an opportunity here to take things away from this game and apply them to next week and the week after and the week after and end the season on a strong note. We have to push and end the season on top. We have to do that. If you want to push towards the wild card, which I think right now we're very close, we've got a shot. We have a very real shot right now for wild card contention. We got to come away with some games here at the end. We've got to apply, the learning points that we can take away from games like this, playing the best team in the league. We can take that and apply it to Buffalo. We could take it and apply it to New England, Las Vegas, and we can end the season on a high point. That's what we need to do. Kansas City is a very good team. New England is not as good as Kansas City. Las Vegas is not as good as Kansas City. Buffalo, you could, I guess, maybe argue that, but I think Kansas City is much better, in my opinion. So I think that against lesser teams, the Dolphins should play better football. That is my opinion. That is what I hope for. I know that's what you guys hope for too, because we're all Dolphins fans, so we all want that. Leave your thoughts down below. How do you think the Dolphins played? Do you think we played a solid game? How do you think we played defensively and offensively? Leave your thoughts, leave your comments, concerns, and how do you think we're going to perform next week? Got to keep it going. We got to take the learning points. We got to move on. And on a high point. We've got to do that, especially pushing towards the playoffs. So leave your thoughts and concerns, comments, all that stuff in the comment section down below. I will be interacting with you guys for sure. One of my favorite things to do. How do you think we're going to finish out this season? Do you think that we're the type of team that can take these learning points and apply them and win games consistently? Let me know down below. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Tomorrow, I will be setting up and finalizing the studio to get back to recording with the camera and editing and putting nice looking videos with, lighting and sound and all that stuff together. It is coming very, very soon. I am anxious to get it done. Feels like it's been forever. So you have my word, guys. Tomorrow, it's going to start getting finalized. We're going to start getting everything up and running. I'm really excited about that. And then also, after the holidays, I announced this in my last video. After the holidays, I have a massive revamp for the channel coming. Something huge, new content, new series, segments, all that stuff is coming. Totally new stuff coming to you guys. I'm really, really excited to tell you what it is, but I am not going to tell you until after the holidays. So hang tight. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. hit the bell icon, leave a like, and a comment if you'd like as well. So guys, I appreciate you watching. Hang in there. I will see you very soon this week for our preview of this coming week's matchup. And I'll see you guys very soon. Enjoy your day, guys. I'll catch you very soon. And as always, fins up.